Hi, I'm Michael Garber, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at Colorado State University and a recent graduate of the PhD program in the Department of Epidemiology at Emory University. On behalf of my co-authors, I'm happy to present our paper titled "Have Paved Trails and Protected Bike Lanes Led to More Biking in Atlanta? A Generalized Synthetic Control Analysis." Biking is good for public health in that it is physical activity, and it may serve as a transportation substitute for otherwise greenhouse gas emitting car trips. Biking for transportation is quite rare in the United States, though, and especially rare in the United States Southeast. One way that may increase biking levels is to build infrastructure that is more welcoming for bicyclists, including off-street paved trails and protected bike lanes. The literature to date on this topic has limitations. For one, until recently, it has been challenging to measure biking with high spatial and temporal resolution. A second and related concern is that reliance on cross-sectional surveys has made it difficult to rule out confounding. Our goal with this study was to estimate effects of the installation of off-street paved trails and protected bike lanes in Atlanta, Georgia on bicycle ridership in their nearby areas using high-resolution longitudinal biking data. We specifically studied 5 groups of infrastructure, which opened in 2017 and 2018 and are mapped here. We divided the study area into half-square-mile hexagons and classified the hexagons as treated if the treatment trail or lane intersected that hexagon in that month. In the manuscript, we also defined the treatment areas one additional way, which I won't discuss here for time. This figure depicts the treatment status of each hexagon over time. Note that there are multiple treated hexagons and that the treatment status varies over time. To measure the biking outcome, we use 2 sources of data. The first is Strava, which is a smartphone app some people use to record bike rides. The rides are aggregated by Strava, and the resulting bike ridership is summarized by street segment. Specifically, Strava reports the number of times an app-using bicyclist travels over that segment in any direction in a given time period. Individual users are not followed. To account for the fact that Strava data are only a sample of all bike rides, and that this sample could overrepresent enthusiastic bicyclists who may be more likely to use the app, we adjusted the Strava data using on-the-ground bike counters located throughout the study area. In locations with counter data, we calculated the true sampling fraction, that is the number of rides in Strava divided by the number measured by the bike counter. We then fit a model to estimate the sampling fraction when and where it was not known, to estimate overall bike ridership on every segment and month in the study. Our ultimate goal was to estimate monthly ratio effects, defined as the amount of bike distance that was actually ridden in the treatment area and post-treatment month, divided by the counterfactual bike distance ridden in that area and month. And we estimated effects using the generalized synthetic control method, which estimates counterfactual outcomes in the treated units during each month of the post-treatment period. The method is related to the difference in differences design as well as the original synthetic control method. Compared with the original, the generalized version has some advantages, namely that it accommodates multiple treated units with variable treatment timing. So considering all infrastructure as one intervention, we estimated that about 10% more bike distance was ridden than would have been expected were the infrastructure not built. The Atlanta Beltline, West Side Trail, and Proctor Creek Greenway had especially strong effect estimates. We estimated about 1.5 times more biking occurred there than would have been expected were they not built. The analysis has some caveats to keep in mind. First, the anonymized nature of the data makes it challenging to know who contributed to the effect estimates. Second, the model we used to predict the sampling fraction was imprecise. However, because we predicted that the sampling fraction rose faster in the areas where we also estimated high effect estimates, we believe the model adjusted for a selection bias away from the null. Thank you.